Welcome to Independence Nation on the Light of Life Network. Uh, Once again, welcome back. We are just going to sit around the table and talk today. No notes. We're going to talk a little bit about how did I get here? How did I come to the place of running a nonprofit organization? And how did I get here? It's the 12th day of November. For those who are friends of mine and longtime friends, they know it's my birthday today. And it basically sparked reflection on how I got here. And basically, I look back. When you look back, the things that you've gone through in your life, all you can say is, wow, how did I get here? And you have to wonder about what's to come after this. So, for those who don't know, I started this journey off in 2006, and actually it started before then as I prepared and study and making myself educated on running a nonprofit organization. It actually started in 2005, but the actual organization becoming solidified was in March of 2006. And I have to say that I wasn't sure where this was going to go to. I wasn't sure that maybe I had it all wrong. You know, I had a heart to help hurting people, and just wanted to be someone who helped humanity. And I didn't like seeing hurting people, and it led back to being at the University of Pittsburgh, walking down the street and seeing panhandlers sleeping on a vent to stay warm in the middle of the cold, in the middle of the winter time. And it started really back then, you know, having a heart to help people. And throughout the course of my life, Yahovah has made me a giver. I've always been the type to give, even if it means that I don't have myself. But as an example of times that I've gave, and I have to say that times that I've gave, it's been miraculous because Yahovah gave right back to me. There was a time when I was at working at a place called Convergys in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and a girl came up and said that she needed, I think she needed a few dollars. She hadn't brought money to eat. Well, which is strange because I didn't know her. She didn't know me. But maybe God sent her to the right person to ask. So she came up to me and she asked for a few dollars to eat lunch. She didn't have anything. I gave her the money. I took 5, maybe 6 steps towards the door to go in and sit down and start doing my work. And I looked down, and if it wasn't $10 right there, every time I give, he keeps giving back to me more than I give out. And so I've always had this giving heart, a heart for people and wanting to help people. And yes, I can be like anyone else and get angry, get upset. And yes, I am a bigot to bigots. That is the truth. God knows that. But I do have a heart to help hurting people. So I started this journey back in 2006, and I wasn't sure where it was going to go. And I just started off doing what I normally did, helping people. So I had a day every year that we would give out mass amounts of food. And first year, I remember giving out, we went to them. We took a van full of food around to people who were on a list of those who had recently been given a home by the city of Chattanooga. And so we went around to those who had recently had their newfound home, and this was a Saturday before Christmas every year. And we would bring them food. I remember being in a rough part of the town and having a group of people with me. But you know what? I've always believed, I've had time, street time, I should say, of no understanding the street and understanding the people of the street and being able to talk with them. And the people who were with me were scared to death. You can just tell they were scared. But I had no problem. And we didn't have a problem among the people. As a matter of fact, they openly received us and we openly received them. So that's how we started out, just giving food to hungry, needy people. And then something happened in 2007 that changed everything. In 2007, I was fortunate enough to believe God and donate a $1,000 seed to an organization called TBN, or what is known as the Trinity Broadcasting Network. And let me back up and tell you the whole story. This is going to knock your socks off. So what happened was, I was in my home, and as usual, I'd be watching TBN, and this was the time of the year of the Praise-a-thon. And here on the set was Juanita Bynum. And anyone says that women shouldn't be preaching the gospel, take time to listen to Juanita Bynum. You'll change your mind real quick. So I was listening, and I mean, she was preaching the roof off the place. And she said something that reached out of the television set, reached directly into my chest and to my heart, and captivated my heart and my mind. She said to donate $1,000, and that I needed to believe God. Now this was new to me. You know, I've always been a giver, but to give to that great capacity I had never done before. She took a step further and she said, the money you're saving for a new car is not enough. Now let me tell you a little bit about that. I had a car, and some church folks who didn't want me in the area drained the oil out of my car, and my car engine locked up on the side of the highway after doing a dry run to a place that I would be speaking at the next day. So I went back to get my car, and they stole it from the side of the road. They stole my car. That was the first time they stole my car, actually. But so I was saving money, and I had a little over $1,000, and I had more money on the way from my job. As I got paid, I was expecting money in the next week, I believe it was. But that was all I had to my name. And here she was asking, saying God, Yahovah, wanted that $1,000. Oh man, I could feel the presence of God, so I decided, okay, I'm going to give this $1,000. So I took the money, determined in my heart to give the $1,000, and as most of you know, you can't get a money order for $1,000. I had to get two money orders for $500. So I got two money orders for $500, put them in an envelope, sent it off to TBN, and I felt sick to my stomach for several days after. I was sick to my stomach over the situation. I couldn't believe, Keith, maybe you made a mistake. Maybe you shouldn't have done this. And too late, the money's gone. I sent it, and oh man, maybe I made a mistake. And so I said to myself, okay, all I can do is believe God from here. I began to read more in the Bible at that time concerning the seed and the sower. And I can honestly tell you that whatever a man sows, he will also reap. Not only that passage, but that I needed to hold on to my faith, that the evil one, Hasatan, would come and try to steal that faith, therefore stealing the seed. And so I began to believe God with everything I had. And the funny thing about it was, uh, uh, I was taking the Abraham approach and believing those things that were not as though they were, and my family would call that lying. They called me a liar. Keith, no, you made a mistake. But I believed God. I believed him so much that I just engulfed myself in faith and believed that I did the right thing. And I came to the conclusion in my heart that uh, even if I made the wrong move, if I made a mistake in giving the money, that at least someone heard about the message of Yeshua, the true message of Yeshua. And there are many of those good speakers and ministers of the word that come across TBN. Um, Bishop Jakes, Michael Rood, Noel Jones. There's countless numbers of those who bring a real word from Yeshua across TBN and around the world. And that was the thing that struck me so greatly, that, you know, even if I made a mistake, somebody in this country, even somebody in Iran, Iraq, Russia, all over, especially Israel, hearing about the word of Yeshua. And so I kind of came into a place that, okay, no matter what happens, I did the right thing. But you know, I began to learn about give, and it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, shall men give into your bosom. And my God, I mean, I held on to that. I held on to that. I gave, and it shall be given unto me. I began to learn at that time, and my mind was expanded towards things that were, or are, I should say, the principles of God. Principles that are based upon what he has set together in the universe, and it cannot be changed by your situation, your race, your creed, your gender. It cannot be erased, because once he says it, once he set his word, set it in place, it stands forever. I begin to understand that that his word saying the parables of the seed and sower, and that a man shall reap what he sows, and that it even transcends those who were not believers in God. As the world says it, how do they say it? They say that whatever you sow, you shall also reap. But they say you get back what you put out. That's how they say it. And then actually, it's the same principle. And so, seed time and harvest, it will come back to you whether you realize it or not, whether you are a believer or not, because it is something that is set in place by God before the foundations of the world, and is ingrained in the universe and how he operates things. And so, to try to wrap it up, and I don't want to be too long tonight, but I believed him. I believed God, and I understood the principles. And I began to understand to myself, or say to myself, good things are about to happen. from the time that I gave that seed, I was given great knowledge on how to pass the 1023 paperwork for nonprofits. I filled out the paperwork, got it in, and I must add that this was towards the end of the 27 months allowable to get the paperwork in, or you're just out. You can't have an organization that's 501c3. So I made it through the paperwork. I put it in an envelope and I sent it in. Now, there was a time period between there that, and this was in 2008 by now, there was a time period between there that, I mean, we were in a real battle with the IRS because of some church people not wanting this organization to continue. Called in favors for friends at the IRS, and they really grilled us. But I have a background of being a public official, and so I kind of knew how to get through it. I referred them to, instead of answering questions directly, I simply referred them to pages and page numbers of the documents sent in. And so I made them work. And when you make them work, they eventually give up. So we made it through, and we made it through the paperwork and became 501c3. At another note, 3 weeks later, I got the car that I was looking for. Just so happened a man had a car worth $4,500, Cadillac, nice Cadillac, and he thought something was wrong with it. Now, I'm not saying that Yahovah works this way, but it seems like he did. But the man thought there was something wrong with the car, a $4,500 car. I think I bought it for like $1,600. Right after, 3 weeks after, I gave a seed to good ground, good soil, that ministering the gospel. And so here I am at this point. I got my car. I got through working at Convergys. There was a little contest that you would win, kind of like online contests. I won so many of them that I was able to buy more of a better wardrobe, and all these things happened after this seed. But that's not it. That's not it yet. So I got the car, I got clothes. The organization made it through paperwork, extensive paperwork, to become 501c3 recognized by the federal government. But not just that. He reached further. We were able to give out 200 20-pound turkeys on the Saturday before Christmas of 2008. As a result of that, I believe, is why this organization is rich today, and that I'm rich right along with it. We were able to give out those 200 20-pound turkeys. So not only did Yahovah bring, after the $1,000 seed, a car, clothing, and able to make it through extensive 501c3 paperwork, but I believe in that time even my health got better. But we were able to give out 200 20-pound turkeys to needy families of Chattanooga, Tennessee. And I mean, God just took off after that seed. And now this organization is debt-free. That's the reason why I don't come to you asking, begging, please give to me, or we're not going to make it. Because after that, he said that we would be in perpetuity, perpetual. He even gave me word through Isaiah 60, and I want you to see this. We'll go to the screenshot if I can make it there. I should have planned better, but let's go to the screenshot. Isaiah 60, and this is what he said to me. And this was at a time when, in 2008, when I thought, okay, maybe I did right, but maybe I didn't. but at least someone will hear the gospel. And I woke up one morning and I got out of bed and I felt like the Holy Spirit was saying to me, the Ruach, the Spirit of God, was saying to me, open your Bible. And I opened it up and it was right at this passage, Isaiah 60. And it said to me, arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon you. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and deep darkness the people, but the Lord will arise over you, and his glory will be seen upon you. Now, there's more to it than just that, and I won't read it all. But he did what he said he would do. Not only, again, did we become blessed with everything we needed as far as the paperwork, been able to give 220-pound turkeys to needy families, he made this organization rich. He made me rich. And because of that, what can I say? If you give, it shall be given unto you. And before you tune me out, I'm not asking you to give to me. In a minute, I'm going to ask you to give to someone. But it's not me and it's not this organization. But I know, and I am a witness, that if you give, it shall be given unto you. I sowed $1,000 seed in the time when I had little next to nothing. And Yahovah made me rich because of it. And he blessed the work of my hands. Like I said, in a minute, I'm about to give you instruction. Because the word says that when you receive a prophet, you receive a prophet's reward. As an example of this and something that happened in my life when I was younger, I was in high school. And there was a woman that was dearly to me that had gotten cancer. And she worked at the school. And that I hadn't seen her for a while. And I felt like the Holy Spirit, the Ruach of God, was leading me to go to her home and to visit her. And this is something that also, while I'm on the subject, church folks, stop acting so crazy. You don't need to jump around and roll around on the floor to bear the Spirit of God and to bless somebody. Stop the foolishness. But all I did was go to her home. I wasn't there jumping around, screaming. I wasn't even speaking in tongues. I simply entered her home. You see, anyone who receives a prophet receives a prophet's reward. As a result, this woman became better, and as far as I know, she hasn't had cancer since. I know this, she's still alive. She's still a good person, looking good, doing well. But my point is this: if you give, it shall be given unto you. Now we're about to go to the screen share because I want you to understand this. I'm instructing you. If you believe in what I'm saying today, if you believe in what I said that God did as I gave that $1,000 seed to TBN, I'm asking you to do this. There is a man by the name of Michael Rood from Messianic.tv. That's MESSIANIC.tv. Once again, that's Messianic.tv. And I'm asking you to go to that website. And as you can see, you can scroll down and donate to Messianic.tv. Now, he does the real work of Yeshua. Even, and what I've learned from him, is being brought back into the Hebrew roots of following Yeshua. And I'm asking you to give to him. And I'm asking you because he's trying to raise $150,000 to get the equipment to put out this message of Yeshua 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you believe in what God has done for me and the work that he's doing to bless not only those who are believers, but humanity. I'm asking you to log on to messianic.tv and give your best gift. As an added thing, when I was going to give, I said, "How about $100, God? $100 sounds good." He told me to give a better blessing. I can't think of the exact words that he said that I felt like he wasn't talking to me audible, but he was speaking to my heart. Give a more excellent gift. That's what it was. Give a more excellent gift. And so I come to you to tell you again today, give and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall men give into your bosom. And I'm telling you, you can't sow and not reap. That's just the order that he's done things. It's a principle of God. You can't sow apple seeds and yield oranges. You sow apple seeds, you produce oranges. If you sow monetarily to this man, I believe that Yahovah is about to bless your socks off just like he did me. Now, this is Independence Nation. I know I didn't mean to preach to you and preach your ear off, but I want you to know how I became blessed. That's how I'm blessed. I'm debt free. This ministry, this nonprofit is debt free. And my 11-year-old daughter, whether she knows it or not, she's debt free even to a third generation. My children and my children's children are blessed, all because of a $1,000 seed and faith in Yahovah. This is Keith Pitts. I'm reporting. Hey, as always, you know what I'm going to say it. Get sustainable. And I'll see you next time here on Independence Nation.